Hi friends, before I start with the implementation of the custom hook, there are two things you must know. First one is the React render cycle, and the second one is the React batching process. How React batches your updates. So first of all, let's understand the React render cycle. So I will try to explain it very briefly. I will try to explain in three steps. First one is the initialization. The component is mounted or added to the DOM for the first time. When you first time launch your application in your mobile or simulator emulator, so it will first time mount everything. In that mount, it will execute your constructor, it will initialize the logic like use effect, use state, and finally it will render. When the render is called, it generates the initial virtual DOM. So this thing happens in the initialization phase. And the second phase is the reconciliation phase. In the reconciliation phase, whenever state or the prop changes, whenever the state or the prop changes, the React computes the new virtual DOM. It creates the new virtual DOM tree, and React will compare that new virtual DOM tree with the previous one using the algorithm called diffing algorithm, and it determines all of the changes. And the third phase of the render cycle is the commit phase. That is very important, you must understand this one. In the commit phase, whatever changes it has found in the reconciliation phase, it will apply all those changes to the real DOM. Diff results will be applied to the real DOM generally. And the other things like updates, like inserting, updating, and removing some DOM nodes, like cleanup logic in the use effect and the component did update, will also be invoked in the commit phase. So these are the three phases in the render cycle. You must understand there are different functions in the each phases, but at the high level, this is the three phases. First initialization, second one is the reconciliation, and the third one is the commit phase. These are the render cycle phases. Batching in React. So let's first understand the batching. Batching in React combines multiple state updates or prop updates into a single render cycle, or we can say inside the single event loop tech. Generally, React uses the same event loop of the JavaScript uses the event loop. React also uses the same event loop. So what it does, it combines all the state updates or the props updates into the single event generally. So instead of immediately re-rendering whenever you are calling set state or you calling your use state, so React, what it does, React groups updates together to minimize the performance cost. So that's what React batching does. We will understand it with the example. So I will divide the React batching in three parts. First, inside the React events, outside the React events, and the last one is concurrent events. Let's understand each one by one. So here, this is the my I created this project. It's a fresh project. Let's remove everything and then create it from the scratch. Let's call it app and just initialize as an arrow function. Just return here single button, nothing else. Let's return a button, and here give the title as click me, and write a on click function or on press event handler. Let's handle on click, handle click. Let's implement this function. First, we are understanding the React batching inside the React events. So as you can see, on press is the React event, on click, on submit, these are React events. Let's understand it first, then we will understand what is outside the React events or outside the React control, we'll say. So here, implement this function. Let's write a state here first. Very simple. Count. Let's initial state is as a 0. Let's export it as default. Cool. And here what we will do, very simple thing. Set count. Count plus 1. Okay. Second, set count. Count plus 2. So as you can see here, now try to console it here. What will happen? Let's see.